y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. We're going into a vintage Christmas this year. I'm so excited about this. I've been planning this for over a year now, and I started collecting some vintage shiny bright ornaments, and some of them are not as old as others, but they're all in that period of time where the glass ornaments ruled the Christmas tree. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to share a few memories along the way. We're going to frock our tree. I've got the tree standing here. You can see it's totally naked except for the lights, and I will turn the lights on after I get the ornaments on the tree so y'all can see it lit up. It is a rainy day. It's a perfect day for doing this. So some of the ornaments that I have picked up over the years include this cute little glass Santa Claus with the dangly legs. And then there's other ornaments, like this little elf working on a package. Can y'all see that? I know the light in here is not that great, but it is really cute. That one is not glass, but it is cute. And very few of the celluloid ornaments remain. This is a plastic celluloid. I actually had to glue it back together this morning because it had fallen apart. The reason I know it's celluloid is by the color of the face, and it is just adorable little elf in there. And it's celluloid. We had celluloid ornaments on our tree, little Santa Clauses that would go over the light bulbs and the little stars that were made out of tin foil that went over the light bulbs to brighten the lights. And I do use a bigger bulb on my tree because I like the look of it. There are so many wonderful ways for us to decorate our Christmas trees. Everybody can have a theme if they want it. So let's get into decorating. Before I get started, I want to let you know that I do like these fancy hooks for our Christmas trees. I just think it decorates it up a little bit more. And we're going to start up here. And we're going to go through the tree and hopefully get everything decorated. Now, they fixed this one. Most old ornaments were hung by paper clips or the little wire holders, and they had fixed that one because they lost the top off of it. I may have an extra top for that one. I don't know. And these are supposed to be glass, but I think they're plastic. This particular boxes that I bought, it said glass on the thing. I was assuming they were glass, but we're going to go ahead and put some ornaments on our tree, and I may hang some of these towards the bottom because the cat likes to knock ornaments off our tree. And yes, they will go back into their boxes, and I will reuse the boxes as long as I'm able to do that. So I'm just going to hang some of these down low and allow, the cat to have a little playtime. And I'll decorate the back of the tree as well because we have it in a window and we like to have it decorated for the neighbors and people that drive down the road. These are close to being the shiny brights that I was looking for because they are discolored a little bit. And you can tell that they are old. But they're still going to be beautiful on the tree. So don't throw out your grandmother's old ornaments. And I understand that you can tell where they're from by the type of holder they have on the top of them. See, this one's a little bit different. And I've got some more ornaments I will be showing you as we go along. These are pine cones. They're embossed Mercury glass. Very hard to find this kind of ornament. These are very old. So let me get these on the tree. I'm going to pull out one of my specialty hooks. And I pick these hooks up when they go on clearance. I don't buy them full price, y'all. Just so you know. And they're actually a green color, but they kind of look gray. They're so pretty. I'm just going to hang these towards the front because I only have the two. Just beautiful. I also picked this up at an antique store. It's hand painted. It is glass. I paid $2 for this ornament last year. So we're going to get this on the tree as well. When I was a little girl, we used to have a real Christmas tree, and then a few years later, the trend caught on for the artificial trees, and so every year my mother would allow me to help her put up our Christmas tree. And so all of these specialty ornaments have a meaning for me because we had a few, very few specialty ornaments on our tree. Most of the time we had these round balls, um, and we would have some that were shaped. Now, the shaped ornaments, the glass ornaments that are old, are worth a little bit of money. And I've always loved the blown glass ornaments, so they are going on our tree. And I found that cute little Snoopy there, and a lot of the little pixies. They were called pixies. They weren't called elves, I don't think, years ago. But I wanted to add those to the tree because they remind me of Christmases past. I'm getting up, y'all. I was sitting down for a few minutes. This is my gingerbread ornament. I absolutely love that. And there is one of my soldiers, my nutcracker soldiers. And of course, some very vintage pixies. Now these have the rubber faces. They're not the cellulite. At least that one's not. And this guy here, um, I'm not sure what that face is made out of. It might be paper mache or it might be a little ceramic head. I'm not sure. But somebody made it into an elf. It's held together with pipe cleaners. Really, really adorable. My girlfriend, that's an artist, she made me a chicken ornament out of a light bulb, and of course, that has to go on the tree. Um, and these little framed cards are very vintage. Um, some of them are very, very vintage. Some of my favorite ornaments on here is going to be this little kitty cat on the can of salmon. Isn't that adorable? Um, I don't know how that ornament is, but that is just adorable. And then I have some homemade ornaments. A friend of ours does beautiful woodwork carved ornaments, and he hand painted that one. He also did the little bells on here as well, and it has a jingle bell inside. And there's our Christmas walnut that has hung on my tree for 40 years, y'all. That thing is old, old, old. And of course, I love this little heart ornament. It's been on my tree for at least 30 to 40 years as well. And we picked up some other ornaments in the last year. This is one of them. I thought that was cute. It's a little bell. Of course, we have the nativity on here. And above the nativity is the angel. And this bell right there, it does ring. That was from our wedding. And y'all, I thought I didn't have a mouse, but I did have a mouse. And I decided to display it right on the front of the tree because I just think it's cute as it can be. Of course, it's not going to last forever, but it is adorable. This is a celluloid ornament right here. And that is celluloid, and it is very, very fragile, and I am very careful with that. Here is another really cute ornament we picked up this year. Um, I was looking for unique ornaments to hang on our tree. There's a little bitty ornament right there. It's a little stocking, really tiny. And of course, this is a shiny bright on my Christmas tree right there. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's walk around a little bit more. I'm in a tight spot over here. This is the panorama ornament that I picked up recently at a thrift store. I'm a hot mess, y'all. I have been working on this tree. I've got a lot of decorating to do. You're going to see several videos probably throughout the season of me doing Christmassy type things because I love this season. I still have my Thanksgiving over here, y'all. I haven't taken it down yet because we still have Thanksgiving to get through. But I wanted to share with y'all childhood memories. I remember as a little girl, my mother made most of our clothing. She was a terrific seamstress and she could just about sew anything, I think. She did use some patterns and some she didn't use patterns for. And we always had the little smocked top dresses, kind of like this, but it was done with the embroidery floss, and they would have little animals and flowers and different things on the smocking of the dresses. Yes, I wore dresses when I was a child. I was a little girl. Um, she made my brother a sailor outfit when he was young. She made him a purple dress shirt, and people made fun of him because it was purple. Boys didn't wear purple, but it was. she used what she had and she used her skills. And a lot of our Christmases, we had handmade items under the tree. Now, as I grew up, it was more commercial toys and stuff brought in, but most of the clothing and stuff was homemade. And my mother was very frugal. She would make a fruit cake, an unbaked fruit cake, and it was delicious, y'all. It was kind of like eating candy. And she would make that for any of the guests that would come by. And we always had plenty of sweets on hand for all of our guests that came through. They could have any type of cake or cookie that they could imagine. And it was always served with some homemade eggnog or homemade boiled custard. It was just that type of holiday. My dad worked hard for our living. He held a full time job at Holiday Woodcraft. I'm going to mention the name because it was part of Holiday Inns. He did all of that kind of furniture in the past, and this is bugging me. I got hair hanging down. Um, and he worked really hard, and then he had a secondary business, which was his own. He was an entrepreneur, and he was an upholsterer. So um, all of our money came from my dad working. Now, my mother worked in the house. She would babysit. So they combined their incomes, and we were able to get by pretty well, I think. Now, I don't know how poor we were, but I do know that my mother was very, very frugal about buying anything. Her walls were bare, just about, not like mine. Um, she she was very particular about everything that she put into our household. Daddy did all the grocery shopping. Mama did all the cooking. Mama did the gardening. My brother and I mowed the grass because once he left home, I had to pick up the slack. So it was that kind of family life. Christmas was extremely special. Mother made sure it was special. Daddy made sure it was special. A lot of my toys came from quality stamps. Um, we would get the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and we would do our wish list from that, our Santa's list from that, and just, all kinds of wonderful memories of Christmases past. And so when I got the little gingerbread man last year, it brought my joy back and it triggered all these good memories. And so I wanted to continue that on with a vintage Christmas. And so here we are with a vintage Christmas this year. And I am absolutely loving this tree. There's nothing wrong with going out and buying all kinds of new ornaments and new decorations and stuff, but I am of the old school way of thinking where you reuse, you repurpose um, things, things that are still useful, and these decorations deserve to be shown because some of these on here are extremely old. Um, the little pine cone ornaments, probably around the 1800s, the late 1800s, early 1900s. Those Mercury ornaments came out. I'm not sure exactly what year, but I'm just assuming that. Um, these little Christmas cards, uh, they made wonderful decorations. Now, this one was a store bought one. I'm sure it's a little panorama type ornament, but they would frame Christmas cards and hang them on their tree as decorations. Um, Back during, you know, Little House on the Prairie years, Victorian years, your tree would be decked out with candles. And the book Maria by Maria Von Trapp talks about their Christmas tree being covered with candles and different things. So um, it was just a simpler time for us. When the electric lights came in, of course, the decorative lights on the Christmas trees, um, it was just so much more joy because you didn't have to worry about your tree going up in flames, for one. But they've changed the light bulbs, you know, from those great big light bulbs to these LEDs. And they're not as bright, I don't think, but they're still pretty. And they will probably last a lot longer than the incandescents because we always had to change bulbs out every year. Um, we always had the little pixies on our tree, uh, and things like that. I remember as a child because I handled them and I helped my mother decorate the tree. As I got older, it the tree decorating fell on me because my mother was starting to get sick and we didn't know she was sick. So I would put up our Christmas tree every year. We didn't have yard decorations. We were allowed to put lights in the window around the window frames, but that was about it. Um, they were very concerned about electric bills. So this year I have spent a year working on decluttering my home, getting my life back because I have been living in survival mode for so long, y'all. When Cavovo hit, it was very, very hard on me, and I struggled. And I'm still struggling a little bit, but I'm not as bad as I was. I am a lot better, thankfully so, and I give the Lord credit for that. Christmas is not about the tree, y'all. It is about Jesus Christ and what he did for us. If it wasn't for Jesus coming to earth as a baby in a cattle, um, being placed in that cattle feeder, the manger, we wouldn't have salvation. There'd be no cross where he died for our sins. There would be no empty tomb today that showed that he conquered the grave. There would be no 40 days later where he's resurrected into heaven. Um, he walked the earth for 40 days after he died. That just blows my mind. Can't quite wrap your mind around it, you know, but that's what the Bible tells us. I might do a little bit of Bible reading for the month of December, telling the story of Christmas. Y'all be on the lookout for these vintage Christmas videos. I'm going to make a playlist with them, and I hope that you will enjoy watching all of that. Thank you, my friends, and be mighty, mighty blessed.